but this is red orange.
I'm 100% positive that if I was a kid and they had a crayon called mac and cheese, I would have at least taken a bite.
Hey everyone, it's me, Veda Scott, back with, and we are set on this name now, guys. It's Drawing Power, and I'm here with Jake something.
You said power, so I had to
give it a yes. I was gonna do, I'm here with, what's his name? And then say Jake something, but I figured that happens a lot, I would think.
Would be pretty cool. Cut!
we'll fix it in post. But thank you for sitting down with me here on Drawing Power. We're at DPW, where I've done episodes at Deadlock before, but we're not in North Carolina. This time we're in Berwyn, Illinois at the, would you say world famous? Yeah. World famous, historic Eagles Club.
Historic.
I spent many years here for Shimmer. AAW's here, Deadlock's here now. But yeah, I mostly know this from Shimmer. So a lot of people watching will recognize that we're sitting in a wrestling ring at the Eagles Club, but this is not like the show ring where you like sit around and watch, say, Shimmer. This is an extra ring that's like upstairs. But this is the locker room of the Eagles Club. This is what it looks like. So it's quite old. But anyway, so basically, premise of the show is we're going to just have a little chat for a little while, but we're also going to color at the same time. Now, do you have any artistic inclinations?
No, not at all.
Not at all? Okay, perfect. No, that is... I go back and forth on this, what makes the best guest for this show, because I cannot draw, and I've not gotten any better over the past months of doing this. But occasionally I'll have someone on who like actually is an artist, and I think that's entertaining, but it might be better.
But then it would look too good.
Yeah. And
when I was a kid, I used to draw.
Okay.
But I haven't in like...
Did you have like a thing that you drew? Like, did you have like a...
Definitely not a bunch of Dragon Ball Z stuff. That would be crazy.
We're going to draw some Dragon Ball Z stuff today. I think is what we're going to do. Okay, now here's the thing. I was a big Dragon Ball Z fan when I was a kid, and that's nothing against the series as an adult, but I was a big fan. My brother was a huge fan, so it was more like through him. So I remember a lot of it. I remember a lot of the characters, but I don't know if I remembered enough to draw them, which is why we're going to draw them. Okay, so perfect. Basically, whatever you want, Dragon Ball Z inspired, let's do it. Okay. And I just pick, or... Whatever you want. No, this is, that's the theme. Okay. But you can draw whatever you want. Gotcha. Like, pretend it's little Jake. Yeah. Little kid Jake is drawn. Luckily for me, I'm perpetually little kid Jake up here. Okay. So. And then we're just going to chat while we do that. And I'm going to try not to look at your drawing, because that's the other thing. At the end, we reveal the drawing. Okay, so I have to think about this for a second. I already know what I want to draw. I'm thinking back. I'm going back. And I can't tell you what I want to draw now. Well, no? I mean, you could if you want to, but that's not really the premise of the show. Yeah, right? It's like, and I don't let you see it or nothing? If you can avoid me seeing it, I think that would be good. Okay. So this one's a little bit different because we're potentially not drawing the same thing. Yeah. A lot of times we're drawing the same thing, and I don't like to be influenced by the other person. Right. Although one time, Steph DeLander and I, we were drawing our favorite creatures of the sea because we had gone snorkeling earlier that day. We both drew nearly identical octopus that did not look like a real octopus at all. That's awesome. All right, okay. So, I got my idea. I'm going. And then here are the crayons. We got a full selection here. Lots of colors. We got glitter ones. And we have the Drawing Power Crayon Sharpener is here as well. All right, so. The hardest part is trying to remember to keep talking while you're drawing. Yeah. And I'm already unable to find the color I need. Medium almond. Oh yeah, the colors of the crayons have been a point of discussion in the past. Now, were you a Crayola kid? Like, did you grow up specifically with Crayola crayon? Did you have a favorite Crayola crayon? Like, do you have a favorite color? My favorite color. Not favorite color, but like my favorite color is green. But immediately when you're like, oh, you have a favorite color of a crayon, it was a green one. But not like I don't have a specific like. You know, nowadays there's like an insane long name for a million crayons. I don't have that. This one's called. Caribbean Sea. Okay, it's silver writing on a green wrapper. Anyway, so my favorite crayon and I'm not using it right now, is the crayon Cerulean.
Oh, I know that color.
It's a blue. It's a lovely blue color.
Cerulean.
Cerulean. Okay, so I've already fucked this up because I can't remember the details here. So this is gonna be bad. But again, like I said, we are at DPW, where you've had some big singles matches here at DPW, but right now you're mostly seems to be focused on tag team wrestling with. Actually, my husband is your tag partner. People like Bailey.
You guys know each other?
Yeah. We've met a few times. How did this come together? Was this just they just told you what to do and it's working, or?
Yeah, and it's awesome, but it's even funnier that like maybe a year prior that kind of happened at TNA as well. So we just like there's been times where we just happen to intermingle, and it works very well.
This is not.
Because I want to say even the first time DPW did it, it was probably just going to be a one-off, and then it was awesome. So it was like, okay.
It got a huge response.
Yeah,
it really did, and it's a good mix of the styles too. Mm-hmm. It's a good visual. I've heard that tonight y'all are going to be debuting new tag music as well, and this. Okay, this does not look at all like, and there's a rule on Drawing Power. You only get one piece of paper.
Oh, that's awesome.
So if you mess it up, which I already have. Okay. So big Dragon Ball Z fan. Mm-hmm. Are you an anime fan in general, or was that like that your jam?
Yeah, that's my jam, but yes.
This is embarrassing for me right now. What else are you into? What other anime?
Berserk. Berserk is a big one for me. Yeah, I got a little tattoo right here for that. This guy. I also have one on the back of my leg, and Dragon Ball Z.
You have Dragon Ball Z tattoo.
Yeah.
No, you do have that.
Yeah. But yeah, Berserk is another big one for me.
I'm sorry, I'm very upset with my drawing. But you can't start over. You only get one piece of paper. Sorry, I completely stopped asking questions because I'm furious. Furious at my drawing. Yeah, so you and Mike have started to do a tag team thing, and you mentioned you kind of done a little bit of it in TNA.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we should talk about TNA because you've had a really interesting journey there to me. You were in Impact, as it was called at the time, and did some cool stuff.
Yeah.
But then you left.
Yeah.
And now you came back, and like you're on a really big run.
About to begin here at Slammiversary in Windsor. Wait a second! What? No way!
The final participant, Jake Something!
Look who's back! Jake Something has returned to Impact Wrestling!
What's the mentality like leaving and coming back? What's the strategy there?
So I loved it the first time, but by the end I was like, I think I'm capable of more within this company. I think I can get more, not only from this company, but I think I can provide them more. And we were in agreement. They agreed.
Yeah.
But we couldn't quite come to the terms of like what we both wanted. So in my head, I'm like, okay, if they think I'm capable of more, and if I think I'm capable of more, but they haven't seen enough of it yet to give me what I want, then that means I am not undeniable, so I need to go make myself undeniable. So I left, and then I think, not trying to say, hey, I'm undeniable now, but I'm definitely closer than I was.
There's definitely a difference of presentation, I guess I would say. But that's so cool. It's I've talked to a bunch of people on the show about like kind of just, I guess you'd say betting on yourself.
And that's kind of what it is, yeah.
Yeah, and like just kind of changing, the narrative around you. And now everything you're doing in TNA is super cool, but you're still doing a lot on the independents as well. Is that a big part of the journey for you? Is it to keep doing independent wrestling? Like what's the eventual goal?
My very first goal in wrestling, just like to think about wrestling, is that I wanted to be a wrestler, right?
Yeah.
And do it sustainably for a living, which is what I've achieved. But like then you have to make more goals and more goals and more goals. So right now, like independent wise, I do want to keep doing I want to do the indies as long as I can, I think, because I just feel like there's a lot of passion there.
Yeah.
And I like, there's the rawness to it. Like even like when I like music a lot, and I like to go and find like old concerts that somebody filmed on like an old camera, because there's a rawness to it, and I think indie wrestling provides that rawness.
That's a good point.
And I can't, if I turn on any TV wrestling, in today's age, it looks a little overproduced, like with in terms of presentation, right? But
like the old like ECW fan
paint. Exactly.
And
you
like,
see something like that, and it's electric. You feel that energy.
Guys, it's not going well over here on my piece of paper. But the other thing too that I think has really become kind of a trademark for you, and I say this as someone who calls a lot of your matches and of course watches a lot of your matches, is you're really excellent at creating these holy shit moments that are unique to you and unique to what you do. And one that I'm thinking of in particular was actually a few weeks ago at Wrestling Revolver down in Texas, when you wrestled Brick Savage, and you guys did, you were playing around with the door.
Yeah.
And
playing around.
And there's a moment in this match where like the door gets punched through, and you're like fighting over it looked like a horror movie. Like, what's the strategy going into a match like this? You got two, big strong wrestlers gonna create something really cool. Like, what's your thought process for that?
Well, I kind of just think of like what I would like to see.
Okay, cool.
Because I genuinely don't go, oh, I hope I can give the people something they want. I'm just thinking of like what I want, you know, as a fan. And that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, so two big dudes in this match, real big dudes. Especially Brick is huge.
Yeah, and like very charismatic, like just very just pulls you in.
Right, and so in my head I was just like, okay, if I'm watching this and I see two guys look like that, I want to see some big bombs being dropped. And I want to see, near death experience type situation. And I feel like that's what we were able to do just because of the moments like that. So like, I pulled out that big door and he goes to punch and he punches through the door and I have to move. And in my head, I'm just like, okay, if I'm watching this, I really do have to move out of the way, because if I don't, I think I'd die. Because I think if I just let this man punch me, I'll probably be dead.
Grabbed one end of the door. Something has the other. Oh.
Something getting the upper hand. Oh, and Savage just punched a hole right through the door.
But if we're talking about like death-defying moments, the other one that I'm thinking of is it was you and Vikingo.
Oh yeah. And
I will include a clip of this as well. It was Vikingo, doing the inverted Frankensteiner. What the how do you even come up with this stuff? My
mind only works in terms of how I can powerbomb somebody. As soon as I saw that dude flip, yeah.
So this is something to keep in mind when watching Jake Something matches. Someone will be powerbombed. How's it gonna go down? How's it gonna go down? So in this instance, yeah, I guess Vikingo, when you see his unique offense and how you can combine it with your unique offense. But that match, I think, was that match the first TV match for the new TNA as well?
Yeah.
So yeah, a little bit of a moment. Give them something to put in the opening video or something. Okay, I have to ask, because I actually don't know. And maybe there's a story, maybe there's not. I'm sure you've been asked this. The name Jake Something is unusual.
Yes.
Something is not traditionally a surname that I've heard before. Tell me, what is it? Is it, what's the story?
There's a lot to it, but the base premise is like, you can call yourself whatever you want.
You can call yourself
whatever you want.
Names are whatever.
But like, I grew up with a lot of like literal actual bikers that didn't have any real names. Big, crazy looking dude named Red, right? So it's just like, that's kind of how we do things. I
grew up with biker family as well.
Yeah, so you get it.
Yeah, my uncle, I found out at his funeral, my dad's brother, I found out, and I didn't know this at the time, but I'd met all his biker friends. I'd met like El Presidente, I'd met Doc, I'd met all of them before, but I didn't know my uncle's biker name until he passed away. And there was at the funeral, there was a giant candy dispenser, believe it was the yellow M&M. I was like, what is this? This is unusual. Because, you know, it's at a funeral.
Mm-hmm.
And I was informed that my uncle's biker name was given to him by the ladies. It was M&M because he melts in your mouth.
Oh my God.
Not in your hands.
Oh my God.
Things that I never needed to know, but like I'm kind of happy I know now. Like the legacy lives on.
Oh my! I'm just going to hope and assume we called Red because he had a big red beard. So.
But a lot of the names are like that. Like, what is your distinguishing characteristic?
Yeah, and there was times when I was young in wrestling that I just kept having these random names that people would give me. So it's just like, okay, I'm gonna take this word, something, which is the most overused basic word in the English language, and you know, we're gonna make something that means nothing mean everything, right? So
I love it. And again, not to call out my friends and family, but like my husband's wrestling name of Mike Bailey is not his, you know, his name on his birth certificate. And it's one of those situations where, like you said, you can kind of choose any name. And Mike went with Mike. And we've talked about that before because people ask, like, why did you pick this name? Why did you pick this name? And it's like, you could pick something that is just, like, completely random and just goes completely just unnoticed. And I like the idea that, like, whatever, it doesn't matter. Take something.
Yeah.
Take something.
And it's like, okay, how many wrestlers have you seen that have the name, like, Bruiser or the Bully or this or that? And from where I'm from, if you gotta call yourself that, then you ain't.
Then
that.
You're not the bully.
Right. You ain't that, right?
So you let people kind of like determine.
If you have to make a moniker or a name that sounds tough, then you're not tough.
And it's a great call and response in matches. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I had always been curious. I was like, that's unusual. There's a story there. There's not a great story going down here on my page. It's not going well.
Mine's bad.
Oh, not compared to mine. Okay. What am I like? So like I said, I was trying to remember what I'm drawing. So that's been a common theme also on Drawing Power, is that drawing things from memory is a lot harder than you think it's going to be. Even basic things like animals or like your own dog, that kind of thing. Not good. I'm persisting. I'm going.
What are the skin tone colors?
So we've got a bunch of different like
Shrek.
That's Shrek tone.
Yeah.
Well, there has been a Shrek on this particular program as well. Pretty much everything in my life is vaguely Shrek tone. What is this? Granny Smith apple.
Okay, I like apples.
Granny Smith apple. There was another really good. So when I was a kid, I thought I remembered there being a Crayola crayon called Macaroni and Cheese.
Oh, okay. That's.
And I haven't, but I'm wondering if it was like
it?
Okay, so this one, Purple Mountain's Majesty. I remember when they named this crayon, and I think it was part of a contest, and I think that it was when they launched Mac and Cheese. But did they change the name? Did I imagine this? Is this like a Mandela effect for Crayola crayons? I'm gonna have to look this up later. But this is red orange. 100%
positive that if I was a kid and they had a crayon called Mac and Cheese, I would have at least taken a bite.
Well, so this is probably the other big thing that we have to discuss. You're a bit of a foodie.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah,
food.
you like food. Well, everyone likes macaroni and cheese, but like. Combining the food and the traveling. We talk about that a lot on the show too. But I know you in particular. You travel, you eat. So we're in Chicago right now.
Yes.
And you've wrestled quite a bit in Chicago.
Yes.
What are the Chicago picks?
Victory Grill. It is 30 minutes from this place, which is like 9 miles, right?
Right.
That place is awesome. It's just like a little diner, but everything is good.
Victory Grill?
Yeah, and I won't remember any of the names of actual restaurants besides that place
okay.
that are right around here. But directly across the street, little Mexican joint, awesome. Fire.
So famously, across the street from the Eagles Club is a place that everyone gets tacos. That is very much well known. Good. What other, like, regionally, are there any other, like, foods that you, when you're traveling, are there any other destination foods that you're like, that's it, I can't wait till I go back to X?
when I found out we were going back to New Orleans, I was really excited just because the time before we tried gator for the first time. We had gator nachos. So I was really looking forward to doing that again. We didn't get that, but I had a giant, juicy burger. It was 12 ounces, I think.
I think I saw pictures of the burgers.
That was awesome.
So what is gator, what is that like? Again, this comes up a lot. I'm a vegetarian, so I've never tried most of these things. But I appreciate food, and I can appreciate, like, textural descriptions.
Well, honestly, with the gator, if I remember correctly, it was just like fried pieces.
Okay.
Or I think there were some fried pieces. I want to say anything I have that's fried and meat related, for the most part, just tastes good. I don't know, fried meat. But on the nachos, there was like not just the gator, so it was just a lot of things. So I couldn't even pinpoint which thing I was tasting, but I liked it all.
I've gone through all the orange toned crayons, and I'm not finding mac and cheese. I know that this happened. Ah!
Did you find mac and cheese?
I did. It's macaroni and cheese.
Bite it.
It just tastes like a crayon, I think.
What could this be? Sunshine.
Yep, it just tastes like a crayon. But this is unrelated to my drawing. I'm just gonna do a little patch. Ooh, it does look like, it looks like the cheese sauce of like a Kraft macaroni and cheese is kind of what it comes off as.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I knew this. So now I'm gonna need to look up the story of, this is asparagus. A lot of food. Oh, so this is an interesting one, folks. If you have a box of Crayola crayons, pull out your asparagus crayon. It's not an attractive green. It looks like boiled asparagus. Like the asparagus like my grandmother made.
You're like, not the good asparagus that we grilled and have Parmesan cheese on.
All right, well, how are you?
I could be done whenever you're ready.
How's your progress going?
I've just been adding little tidbits.
I've been done before I started.
It's been bad the whole time.
Yeah, this is not a good fitting tribute. I'll tell you what, the other week I had cheeseburger on.
Mm-hmm.
We tried to draw Jushin Thunder Liger from memory.
Oh.
And it was not a fitting tribute to the man. All right.
So he does not approve.
All right, here we go.
You unveiling?
Yeah, so traditionally I unveil mine first.
Yes.
I'll
unveil mine.
No, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Okay. I don't know what the fuck was happening here. So the middle drawing was where I started, and then I fucked that one up. So I tried to save it with the fellow on the right here. Okay, so it's Piccolo.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? But it looks like Gomez Adams, maybe? What is going on? So I tried to draw, so he's green, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even give him hands. And then I was like, oh, I made the whole face green. I didn't put the eyes in.
No.
So I tried to draw the eyes in,
Yeah.
but they just look like he's seen all the horrors. And then I tried to draw like the little head wrap, but it just looks like it's got a little like side.
It's like a little.
It's not
a little
good.
thing.
This one is a little closer. Except he doesn't have a neck.
No, he's so powerful.
And then anyway, this is the asparagus crayon. Okay, if you can hear chuckling off camera, it's Speedball who is sitting right over here laughing. Okay, I was a casual fan. Okay, I don't have Piccolo tattooed on me. All right, I tried my best. What do you got?
I call this piece.
Oh shoot!
Yamcha is dead because he gets killed all the time. Originally, I was putting Brown up here because I was going to do a smaller picture of him actually being all curled up and dead in a crater. But then I was like, oh, it'd be cool to throw a little halo because I saw one of these sparkly.
Yeah, I got glitter crayons.
Things. And his hair is much longer, so I was just going to add a little extra black there.
Wow, that's actually good.
I put the X originally there because it was going to be like dead eyes.
Yeah.
He also has like an X scar on that
side. Right.
So it could be whichever.
That's actually very good.
Yeah.
That's badass.
Yeah.
It has like full composition and it's kind of off to the side.
Yeah, conveniently off to the side so I didn't have to add more.
Well, so like, again, it's hard to like if you don't sketch it out beforehand. It doesn't even have legs.
I really like this Piccolo.
It's not good.
Because does he look pretty close to that in your head?
So that's the thing. This has been the main takeaway from doing this show is how difficult it is to go from like the picture in your head to the page. Because what I'm seeing in my head is Piccolo straight up off the screen, 100%. But then when I try to like make that go from my brain to my hand, I get here. Like again, it looks a little. It's like a Gomez Adams sort of situation here. I don't know what's happening.
I like his giant coat thing.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I don't do the bodies usually. And this again, no neck, a mess. Yours is badass though. Yours is good.
No, I just cheated. I did all the things to hide everything.
But it's like conceptual.
Yeah, I really.
Well, I did none of the things to hide that I can't draw. So, all right. So I think the last time I did an episode with Athena, she declared that she won, which
she won.
Is now a competition, and so you won, I think. And everyone's a loser with this.
I don't know. That's a
mess.
winner to me. I like that guy. I like his outfit. It reminds that emoji.
His outfit. I don't even know. Again, I can see it in my head. What is going on?
He's standing like this.
Yep, and it's the look of horror on his face, and it's a mess.
Am I allowed to put this closer so they can see how sparkly?
Yeah. Make sure everybody gets to see the whole thing.
It's a sparkly halo. Which was like the whole premise of me wanting to do a halo.
We got glitter crayons. And
that's what I was saying. I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, that's fun.
Jake something. Where can we find you if we want to follow you for your art updates and such?
At Jake something _ on all of the things.
All the platforms.
Yeah.
X and everything. I made a tweet earlier today, where I said I tweeted something, and then I was like, what's the verbiage now?
Yeah.
I X'd? No,
I don't think I'm ever going to not call it Twitter or tweet.
No, we're done. It's Twitter. All right, so at Jake something _ I'm Veda Scott. This is a disaster. That's pretty good. And this has been Drawing Power.